Hi Aquarius, this is How Love Tarot. This is your reading for June 2021 from now, from the time that this is posted, to the end of June of 2021 for your money, career and finance. So this is about a 6-week reading for you. I've already pulled your tarot and I'm going to begin with what is sitting in your strength position, which is right here in regards to money, career and finance. Spirit, can you bring forward the story for Aquarius in regards to what is sitting in their strength from now until the end of June? We have the Two of Cups, we have the Seven of Coins, we have the King of Wands, and we have the Hermit. So it seems as if what's happening in your strength position from now to the end of June is that there is a Spirit is making me feel like there is kind of like a cloud that's lifting, and the same thing that has kind of brought you to your knees is now over the past hurt and pain that has stopped the forward movement in your life is the same thing that's now motivating you to move forward with your life. So, and that's in the Two of Cups energy here. So some type of partnership, some type of, and that could be partnership with a job, meaning that you're employed somewhere. That could mean in a love relationship. That could mean in a business, in whatever facet, shape or form that used to be enriching, but at some point brought you to your knees and it was lost. It's now sitting in your strength position. So what Spirit is showing me is that there has been a long period of letting go of that situation, just even the shock of it and understanding how to move forward without it. So that is currently sitting in your strength position, that the fog is lifting, and that instead of, you were paralyzed by it for such a long time, and even though the intellectual energy is there of you are going to get through it, the emotional and the spiritual energy had to kind of catch up. And Spirit is making me feel that that's where you are in this current time period, is that you are in a point of being able to look at the future and understand that you're doing it on your own without whatever this represents. You know, you could have been in a career for 20 years. You could have had your business that was really doing well. You could have had, you could have been in partnership with a loved one. It could have been a marriage. It could have been something that that you found great identity in, but it just is no longer there anymore. And so what we have here in the Seven of Coins in your strength position is being able to accept that you can move forward, you will move forward, you're going to move forward, in a way that has integrity, that has, almost being loyal to whatever this is that you lost, just kind of being accountable to yourself and accountable to others. And here we have, when I say accountability, what I mean by that is part of it is a sense of pride in a good way. Like, you know what, this has brought me to my knees, but I'm going to show you, not that anybody's criticizing you. I mean, maybe for some of you, there is some critics going on, but for the grand majority of you, it's kind of like, I'm going to show you, I'm going to show myself that I can do this, that I'm going to move on upwards, because right now it's all been about words and the actions haven't really been there because you've been dealing with kind of the grief part of it. So in the King of Wands energy, this shows this awakening and the life force rebuilding within you. And here where we have the Hermit, it's kind of like this is the state that you have been in. People may have been feeling a little bit sorry for you with the Hermit card here, because they're seeing you withdraw. And yes, part of it is grieving, but for the most part of it now, what it is just kind of contemplation and sitting within your own energy and having mental clarity and awakening the very essence of who you are, and getting in touch with the very nature of who you are, so you can bring that energy out and let it lead you in your decision making. So all of this is sitting in your strength position. Now, sitting in your challenge position, we have the King of Swords. We have the Four of Coins, and we have the Palace of Wands. Spirit, can you please tell me why these cards are sitting in the challenged position for Aquarius? We have the King of Swords, the Seven of Coins, the Six of Coins, and the Palace of Wands. Why is this sitting in their challenge position? Okay, so the challenge is for you, Aquarius, is that your current situation, it's a balancing act. And there is the need to take care of responsibilities and issues and certain things that are going on within your environment, and being able to use enough of your, not getting too tired, where you can use that intellectual energy to create the movement forward, and continue to do the self-discovery that is needed to create the fire within that passion to ultimately move you forward in a new direction. So it's not a big deal in regards to what's happening right now. It's just that you may have, like, one of the things that Spirit is making me feel is like you just don't have enough time. Part of it is because it doesn't feel like it's your own time. So that usually indicates that you are working a lot. And when you're not working, you're taking care of your children or your household, or there's other responsibilities that you have to take care of. So it just shows here in your challenge position that there's kind of like not enough time in the day, but you're very well aware that you need to sit in quiet time to build the energy to create the Palace of Wands, which is, the future. What is it going to look like? Because it's coming out of passion, and it's switching gears. And the challenge is right now is that just time. It feels like time within the day to focus on this energy and give yourself the time to kind of dream about what it is that is needed. Now, sitting in the hope position. So if you've been reading, if you've been looking at my readings, Spirit World have been working with me just a little bit differently in regards to the hope in your readings. So the hope used to be what is the hope? What is it that you hope for in the outcome? And now Spirit are telling me, giving me guidance in regards, this is their hope for you in the outcome. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Spirit, can you bring forward what is the hope here? We have the Four of Swords, we have the Page of Swords, we have the Fool card, and we have the Queen of Coins. Can you tell me why this is sitting in the hope position and what you hope for Aquarius? Okay, so Spirit is making me feel here that their hope for you is that you continue on your healing journey. So here we have the Four of Swords sitting right here. And in that healing journey, that it's kind of something, depending on what has happened in your life, to where the Two of Cups, whatever this Two of Cups represents, the loss of it represents a trauma in your life. So Spirit is making me feel that healing from this situation for some of you may be an ongoing thing, maybe for the rest of your life, especially if you've lost somebody, or you were very successful in business and you lost that business, or you were very let's say you were working for a company from the time you were 18 years old, and then you suddenly lost your job and you've been working in it for 20 years, but you still had like another 20 years of working life, right? So the shock of the reality that something that you're so invested in could be gone is going to have kind of like a ricochet effect at different points throughout your life. And Spirit hopes that you understand that when that does happen, all you need to do is rest. It is normal to feel that, and it is normal to need the rest when that memory comes up. But it is in the past, and it's not something that you need to be fearful of, because one of the things that Spirit is talking about is the need to understand the impermanence in everything, and that's why we have the Page of Swords here. So the truth in all things is that everything is impermanent, and what we do is we build things as human beings to be permanent. And in the pandemic, it certainly has shown us many, many lessons. But one of the things that it's shown us is that there is a need to be flexible. There is a need to be able to rebuild in order to, when there's imminent change on our doorstep, and the life force as we know it has changed forever. It's not that we can't cope with it. It's not that we can't deal with it. It is a part of human existence. Change is always a part of human existence. And that there is a period of time of where there is nothing happening and everything freezes over because everything stands still. And that time is a healing period. But after the healing period, what occurs is transformation, mental clarity, beauty, and the fact that your soul is infinite, and your ability to create is infinite. And that is very important for you when you move forward and you're ready to do so, that you take a leap of faith and understand that the fear is going to be there because it is our natural human instincts to not want change, especially when we've lived a life that has, we've been in the same house, we've been in the same job, we've been in the same environment, everything has been plodding along for 20 years and there's been no major shifts and change. But what the pandemic shows us is that there is nothing but change. And we can cope with it. We can deal with it. So what the spirit world hope for you is that you will take a leap of faith, that you will understand that you sitting here in the Queen of Cups, that that the change that you create is going to manifest whether you want it or not. It's going to manifest. It is here whether you want it or not. And you can either embrace it and build upon it and sit in that strength and continue to have courage and movement forward, or you have the they're talking about kind of being in a duality here of going in and out of this energy of knowing that you can rebuild, but there's some fear here because we've got the Four of Swords energy combined with it. And what the spirit world is saying is that on a psychological level, you're getting triggered, and you're always going to get triggered. But what you have to learn to do is overcome that and understand that imminent change is something that you are always able to come out of. If you understand, the kind of philosophy of life, that things are ever changing. And Spirit World is bringing forward the seasons, the 4 seasons, and they're bringing forward the fact that in the wintertime, there is no life, right? Everything looks like, if you look at a tree, it looks dead. But then come the summertime, it's blooming, full of new branches and leaves and flowers and spectacular. And so that the regeneration process is just a part of life, and it's a part of human life as it is a part of our nature, and we are a part of nature. So that is sitting in their hope that they want you to take the spiritual lessons learned from what you have gone through, And here we have the outcome. We have the Justice card. We have the Eight of Cups. We have the World card, and we have the Four of Coins. So what it shows for you from now until the month of, I would say, Spirit, do you want to bring forward the time period and the story here? We've got the Four of Coins, we've got the Eight of Cups, and we've got the Justice card. Can you tell me more about this? I'm just getting into this energy here. Justice. So for some of you Aquarius, some of you are dealing with a legal issue. So some of you, this is directly to do with the loss that was incurred in your life. For some of you, you may be going through some lawsuits, or you may be trying to, you know, lawsuits or something legal, something to do with litigation, something to do with winding up things, right? So there's some unfinished business for some of you, where you've got to put the past in the past and you've got to close a chapter. For some chapter, right? So some of you, it could be chapter 11, going into bankruptcy in a business. So for some of you, it could be, you know, closing bank accounts and moving things. For others of you, it could be changing a will. You know, but there's something definitely very legal in something that you're doing to do with contracts, to do with closing up of chapters. And it has to do with the former events that kind of brought you to your knees. And so that's some of you in the month of June. For others of you, it does feel like you're sitting in an energy of how do you create balance in your life? And just kind of, again, and it feels like it's in your dream state or just right before you fall asleep, kind of thinking about the things that will bring balance back into your life and bring a sense of protection. So making choices that will protect you in the future. And it does feel financial, I have to say, it does feel financial. So choice, you know, there's some decisions here that will, you're trying to put in some fail safes that will protect you in the future. That will guard you against losing money, losing investments, losing, like there's a strategy here in the outcome. So it looks like that's what you're focused on in the month of June, is thinking about investments, thinking about, like I don't look at it as, for the grand majority of you, I'm not getting the energy of change. I'm getting the energy of kind of just closing out a chapter in order to move forward into a new chapter with a clean slate, because we have the World here too. So before you can move forward, it's very much in the forefront of your mind that you do and you will move forward. I mean, there's a determination that I can feel there, that you're going to move forward no matter what, but you've got to do it strategically and logically. And you've got to do it with mental clarity. So that is your reading, Aquarius. I hope that was helpful, and I will see you next month.